Hey guys, welcome to First Time Mom Mistakes. My name is Kathy, and I am here to share with you everything to do with becoming a mom for the very first time. So, today's topic is pumping, and specifically a schedule for exclusive pumping. So, this is not something that you need to worry about if you're pumping just to supplement your breastfeeding. We're talking about you either didn't want to breastfeed or just did not go successfully, and you need to exclusively pump 24 hours a day. So, with exclusive pumping, the number one thing to keep in mind off the bat is you will get much less sleep than if you were breastfeeding. So, just be ready for that. I wasn't, and it was just one of my main mistakes. So, just passing that on to you right away. So, a schedule. It's very, very important to stick to a pumping schedule. Why is that? Because we're trying to mimic your baby's demand for milk supply. Your baby naturally, as a newborn, is going to demand milk from you every 2 to 3 hours. If we don't mimic that consistent schedule, essentially your body starts thinking, oh, well, I guess the baby's not that hungry because sometimes they eat every 2 hours or three, and sometimes they go 4 or 5, and they're totally fine, so they must not need that much milk. So we have to stick to a schedule where our body knows every 2 to 3 hours our baby wants milk, right? And that's how we build supply and we maintain it. So, just coming right out of that, your initial pumping schedule is going to reflect that every 3 hour feeding time of a newborn. Ideally, you want to do 8 pumps a day. What that looks like is precisely like your newborn sleep feeding schedule. You're just on a 24-hour cycle. So every 3 hours, you're pumping. And that's exactly why you're getting much less sleep, because you're feeding the baby, you're putting them down to sleep, and then you have to sit down and pump. A standard schedule, a standard pumping session is 15 minutes. In some cases, that's not enough. In my case, it wasn't. I had to pump for 30 minutes to get enough milk out. I know, some moms do 20. In my case, I really had to do 30. Plus, some of my sessions, I would do what was called power pumping, which was basically 20 minutes you pump, 10 minutes you take a break, 10 minutes you pump, 10 minutes you take a break, and again, you finish off with a 10-minute pump. And that was one session. I would just, instead of doing a regular 30-minute, I would switch it to the power pumping session and build it into my schedule. Now, was I able to do 8 pumps a day? Honestly, no. I was just so beyond exhausted. I couldn't do more than 7 pumps a day to start off with. So if you're there, or you try 8 pumps a day or even nine, some moms try to do that and you just can't, I wouldn't feel guilty. I had so much guilt and so much stress over all of this. Looking back, I wouldn't. Just do your best, and that's all there is to it. You're giving your baby the most precious thing you can give them, which is your natural milk. So you're on this crazy 7-8 pump a day schedule, right? And it's 24 hours. So every 3 hours you're up pumping. This includes through the night. Now, at about 3 to 4 months, you can drop down to 6 pumps a day. How do you do that? How do you drop down? So there's a couple of different ways you can do this. You can either increase the amount of time between each session, but still go on that 24-hour day clock, right? So essentially, 6 pumps a day means you can now go every 4 hours, but you're still waking up twice at night to continue pumping. Or what some moms do is they stick to the every 3 hour schedule, right? So you do your 6 a.m., 9 a.m., 12 p.m., 3 p.m., 6 p.m., 9 p.m., and then that's it. You're good for the night. You don't pump again until 6 a.m. It's great for your sleep, right? Especially if your baby is starting to sleep through the night. But the thing is, if you're struggling with milk supply, which I was, not the best idea, because apparently we produce the most amount of milk, or we can trigger our body to produce the most amount of milk at night. So you don't want to drop those night sessions yet if you're having trouble with milk supply. So just bear that in mind. If you have oversupply, or just at least enough, you can go ahead and drop that night session or both of your night sessions, and then just go every 3 hours during the day. I couldn't, so I just extended the amount of time between my sessions. So now you're at 6 pumps a day. Around 6 months, you can drop that down to 5 pumps a day. Again, you can either extend the amount of time between each session, or you can continue dropping, the pumps that are maybe during the time of day that are least convenient. Or maybe previously you had dropped one night session, but you stuck out. You did that one night session, you left it in there. You can drop that other night session now. I stuck to night sessions for as long as possible because, again, I was struggling with milk supply, and I'll make a completely separate video on all that and techniques you can use to boost milk supply, which is something that a lot of moms do struggle with. So just keep that in mind. Again, no guilt, no shame. It's just reality. So again, so 6 months, we're down to 5 pump sessions. At 9 months, you can drop down to 4. And then at 12 months, you can drop down to 3. Honestly, once I was down to 3 sessions and then 2 sessions especially, my milk supply was so low that it was pointless to continue, you know, going with the exclusive pumping. So I just kind of finished the entire process. But again, some moms are able to pump twice a day and still get enough, a decent amount of milk out. So if that's you, definitely, go ahead and continue. So that's pretty much it. That's the basics of sticking to a pumping schedule. Again, very, very important to make sure that your body knows that, hey, your baby needs that milk. It needs to keep coming. If you drop one of the night sessions and then you end up feeling that huge decrease in supply, try re-adding the night session. Instead of going back up to, let's say if you're at 5, going back up to 6 pumps or 7 pumps, try just re-adding the night session and adjusting the schedule. Super, super tough to get up at night and do it, but is it worth it? I think that it definitely is. So good luck to you if you are onto the exclusive pumping journey. It's super, super hard, but hey, we're here to do the best for our babies. As always, this was First Time Mom Mistakes. If you like my channel, please do subscribe. And if you have any questions at all, I will be more than happy to answer them. Just please leave some comments below. I will link my previous video on pumping in the comments below as well. So do check that out, and I will see you again soon.